A very good morning to one and all. Today we are going to discuss about replication prokaryotes. Okay. So already I have explained you different enzymes that are involved during your DNA replication prokaryotes. Now we are going with the mechanism involved in DNA replication in prokaryotes. So the mechanism of DNA replication occurs in a three-step process, that is initiation, next elongation, next termination. So these are the three-step process that are involved in DNA replication. So this is DNA, mechanism of DNA replication in prokaryotes, isn't it? So as I said earlier, there are different winding and unwinding enzymes involved in DNA replication in prokaryotes. So now we are coming into the mechanism of DNA replication in prokaryotes. As I said earlier, the DNA replication takes place in this is a three-step process: initiation, next elongation and termination. So this is the mechanism of initiation in DNA replication, isn't it, in prokaryotes. So before going into the initiation of DNA replication, before your initiation occurs, as I said earlier, in your enzymes and proteins involved in your prokaryotic replication. So initially the DNA strand where DNA replication is initiated on the DNA strand, that particular point is known as ORIC site. This is origin of replication. So this origin of replication is the first step. Recognition should be done before your initiation mechanism is done, isn't it? So that this is the first foremost step for DNA replication, that is recognition of ORIC site, that is origin of replication. So this origin of replication, this ORIC site is present in between inverted repeat sequence R1, R2, R3 and in between AT rich region, 9 mers of AT rich region. Again the question arises, what do we mean by AT rich region? AT rich region means it is a region with more amount of adenine and thymine residues, isn't it? So that is known as AT rich region. Now the recognition, the first step is under initiation, the first step is recognition of ORIC site. So ORIC site is recognized. How it is recognized? It is present in between your AT rich region, 9 mers site of AT rich region and in between inverted repeat sequence R1, R2 and R3. Now, so this ORIC site is recognized by DNA protein, isn't it? So these are your DNA proteins. And next, now these DNA proteins and with the combination of ATP, the recognition of ORIC site is done. Here, after recognition of ORIC site, what happens? The DNA strand, what is present here in the DNA strand is in this is your linear DNA strand. So after addition of, suppose saying that this is your ORIC site. So after the addition of DNA proteins, isn't it? So these are your DNA proteins. So after addition of these DNA proteins and ATP molecules, then this strand gets little bit heavier. So this strand will be converted, will be in this form, isn't it? So because of the addition of these DNA proteins and ATP molecules, the DNA strand gets little bit bent. The DNA strand bends little bit, and hence this the formation of a replication bubble is formed. Light replication, the small replication eye is formed, isn't it? So this is in a tie knot model. If you will tie your kerchief or else your dupatta, whatever. So what happens in that particular knot? If you are adding anything like pebbles, stones, chocolates, whatever, then it will be in this form, isn't it? Tie and knot isn't it? Tie and knot model. So this is what happened with your DNA strand also. By addition of all these molecules, DNA, protein and ATP molecules, down the DNA strand on your RNA site, after recognition of RNA site by DNA proteins, these molecules will go and sit on the RNA site. So after sitting on this after sitting of these molecules on this RNA site, what happens? The DNA strand bends little bit and it is in the form of tie and knot model. So this is nothing but initiation of formation of replication eye or replication bubbles. So the same thing has happened here. So these are all the different molecules that are sitting on your DNA, on your RNA site of your DNA strand. So these are your inverted repeat sequences. R1, R2, R3 and this is A2 deletion, and these are your DNA proteins. See, these are your DNA proteins and these are your ATP molecules and these are your initiator proteins. So next step of your initiation is addition of DNAB protein. DNAB protein is nothing but your helicase. So after addition of your helicase, so as I said earlier in your previous classes, helicase cannot initially come and act into in your reaction. It needs a support that is known as DNAC protein. So DNAC protein is known as a holder, helicase holder. This is the generic form of helicase DNAB and this is helicase enzyme. So DNAC is known as helicase holder. So helicase enzyme, that is DNAB protein, and helicase C, that is helicase holder, both of them will come and involve in the reaction at this particular replication eye, and then what happens? DNAC, it acts as a support, it acts as a holder to your DNAB protein. So when DNAB protein comes and acts into the reaction, then DNAC protein will leave your DNAB protein with the help of ATP. With the help of ATP, BC complex is formed. DNAB and DNAC both will combine to form BC complex. After this BC complex will come and act into this particular mechanism, then what happens? DNAC protein will leave your DNAB protein and this DNAC came out. Now this DNAB, this particular reaction takes place in two times, hence two DNAB proteins are added in one DNA replication cycle. So on each strand two DNAB proteins are added which initiates for the synthesis of leading and lagging strand, which initiates for the synthesis of next coming daughter DNA strands from a parent strand. So hence two DNAB proteins are formed. So these are your DNAB proteins, that is nothing but your helicase. All these are your molecules, that is DNA protein and your DNA ATP molecule and your initiator proteins. All these for all these molecules what are present in this particular knot, all these enzymes are formed. This is nothing but formation of replication 4, isn't it? So it is in the form of the replication 4. In this particular 4, all your enzymes, supposing that this is your DNAB protein, this is your ATP, so this is your initiator protein. So all your proteins are present in this particular replication 4 and it is in this form. So this is your DNA strand and these both are your replication 4. That is this is your DNAB protein, one DNAB protein, and this is your another DNAB protein, and these are all your protein molecules, initiator proteins, DNA proteins and ATP molecules, isn't it? So this is opening of replication 4. First step is recognition of RNA site. Next, addition of DNAB protein to form replication 4. So in initiation again two steps are there. First one is recognition of RNA. Next, formation of replication 4 with the help of DNAB protein. Now after formation of this replication, so this particular strand will open in this form, isn't it? So this strand is opened in this form and this is your remaining strand. And this is your remaining strand. This is your one end of the strand, this is your another end of the strand, isn't it? So these both are your DNAB proteins. Isn't it? So capture of DNAB protein to form a replication fork. First, initially what happened? Recognition of RIC site. Where this RIC site is present? This RIC site is present in between inverted repeat sequence and 9 months of AT-rich region. So what happened again? In this RIC site is recognized by DNA protein. Now this DNA protein will come and action on your RIC site to form a tie knot model. So this is in the form of a replication bubble. After addition of all these molecules, your DNA proteins, your ATP proteins, ATP molecules and your initial proteins, then what happens? A replication bubble is formed on your RIC site. After formation of replication bubble, now DNAB protein with a combination of DNAC, that is DNAB is known as helicase and DNAC is known as helicase holders. They both will come into action to form a BC complex with the help of ATP molecule. So this is known as DNA BC complex. Now this DNAB is, as I said earlier, this DNAB is helicase. This is the genic form of the enzyme, and DNAC is also helicase holder. This is also genic form of the enzyme. Only DNAB cannot come and take part in the reaction. So hence it needs a support, it needs a holder, that is DNAC. When DNAB will come into the mechanism of into the action of in this particular reaction, then what happen? DNAC will come out. Now 2 times this reaction will take 2 times and hence 2 DNAB proteins, that is 2 DNA helicases enzymes are utilized to form your replication fork. So this is one end of the strand, this is another end of the strand, this is your RIC site where all the molecules are present and the strand gets widening. So after formation of a replication fork, replication bubble, this is something like tie knot model. So the strand gets widening to, this is known as replication fork. After formation of replication fork, addition of SSB proteins. Addition of SSB proteins means single strand binding proteins with a combination with release of energy, that is inorganic phosphate, high energy compound, isn't it? So this is high energy with the release of high energy by hydrolysis of ATP molecule. This high energy, what happens? This SSB proteins will also go and combine with these all the remaining proteins that are present here, initial proteins, ATP molecules, the NAP enzyme, the NAP proteins, all will form in a replication I model. So this is the end of initiation. So this is the mechanism of initiation. First is recognition of RIC site, next capture of DNAB proteins to form replication fork, next to form replication bubble. So this is replication bubble. The two DNAB proteins will go apart and they will form a replication bubble. This is a replication. This is initiation of replication bubble. So this is in form of a tie knot model. So this is your mechanism of DNA replication. Initiation mechanism in DNA replication. Isn't this? Once again I am repeating. In initiation of DNA replication, first step is recognition of RIC site. After recognition of RIC site, then what happens? Capture of DNAB proteins. Next, formation of replication I. So this is the mechanism of initiation in DNA replication in prokaryotes. So RIC site is recognized. How it is recognized? It is present in between AT-rich region and inverted repeat sequence. Next, addition of DNA proteins and ATP molecules and initiator proteins are there. So then what happens? It is in a tie knot model. So this is your tie knot model. When all the proteins will come and add over your RIC site, then what happens? This strand will get, it will bend little bit because all these molecules are coming and sitting on that particular RIC site. So after bending, then what happens? Addition of BC complex, DNAB helicase enzyme and DNAC is helicase holder. Both of them, when they are added by release of DNAC, then this reaction will take place in 2 times. Then hence 2 DNAB protein, that is 2 helicase enzymes are involved in the reaction. And after addition of SSB proteins, then what happened with the release of high energy compound, a replication I is formed. Next, this is initiation. Next, elongation. Now coming to elongation. In elongation itself only, your leading strand and your lagging strand synthesis will take place. Leading strand is nothing but this is a continuous strand without any gas, and this strand requires enzymes. This strand requires 2 set of enzymes. They are this leading strand requires DNA polymerase, coenzyme 3 and DNA primase. So the enzymes required for synthesis of leading strand, those are DNA polymerase, coenzyme 3 and DNA primase. Why? Because this leading strand synthesizes continuously, so there are no breaks. So this strand requires only two strands, that is DNA polymerase 3 coenzyme and DNA primase. So this is your parental strand. These are your two DNAB proteins, isn't it? So this is one DNAB protein, this is another DNA. So these are your DNAB proteins. Now these DNA, that is nothing but your DNA helicase enzyme. So this is one DNA helicase, one DNAB protein. This is another DNA helicase, that is another DNAB protein. So now they both are getting apart. This is the end of your initiation. Now it's coming to the elongation. Now here what happened? This is your parental strand. So from this parental strand, two newly synthesized dotted DNA strands are formed. So this is your leading strand and this is your lagging strand. See, this is your leading strand. There are no breaks, there are no gaps are formed in this leading strand. So for the synthesis of leading strand, you need only helicase enzyme, DNA helicase enzyme and DNA polymerase 3 whole enzyme. So this is DNA polymerase 3 and this is helicase enzyme. So for leading strand, you need only DNA helicase and DNA polymerase 3 whole enzyme. So continuously leading strand is synthesized. Now for lagging strand from the name itself indicates that this will synthesize in a break form. This is not a continuous strand. This is a discontinuous strand. Lagging strand is known as discontinuous strand because there are gaps are formed in this particular strand. So these gaps are filled up with the help of the enzyme DNA ligase. So this is your DNA ligase. So this DNA ligase is present on this particular lagging strand. So these are the enzymes that are required for leading strand. Now the enzymes that are required for lagging strand synthesis is, this is known as discontinuous strand, that is DNA polymerase 3 whole enzyme, DNA primase, DNA ligase, next DNA polymerase 3 DNA polymerase 1, DNA helicase and your RNase enzyme. These are all the enzymes that are, these are all the proteins that are required for lagging strand synthesis. Only enzymes required for leading strand is DNA polymerase 3 whole enzyme and DNA ligase. Remaining of the enzymes are required for the synthesis of lagging strand. So these gaps are filled up with the help of the enzyme RNA primers. That is your DNA primase enzyme. DNA primase synthesizes your RNA molecules on your gaps, and these gaps are filled with your RNA primers, and the combination of DNA primase and DNA helicase. See, both of them are present here, isn't it? The complex of DNA primase and DNA helicase is known as primosome. The combination of DNA helicase and DNA primase is primosome. So the complex form, that is primosome, these both, when they both are present here, the combination of primase, DNA primase and DNA helicase, that is known as primosome. So this primosome initiates the synthesis of RNA primers from RNA protein in the gaps that are formed with your lagging strand, Again, after addition of these RNA primers, the lagging strand will synthesize newly formed DNA strands with the help of DNA polymerase 3 and DNA polymerase 1. As I said earlier, DNA polymerase 3 whole enzyme is known as synthesizing enzyme. So this adds up your nucleotides for the lagging strand, and DNA polymerase 1 corrects. It is known as repair enzyme. It corrects your mismatches whenever it is formed in your lagging strand. So after addition of all these nucleotides, then DNA ligase will come into the action to form the small gaps that are present in your lagging strand. So this is the mechanism of discontinuous strand, that is your lagging strand. So this is your continuous strand, that is your leading strand. So this is the mechanism of elongation of DNA replication in prokaryotes. See, this is elongation, mechanism of elongation, mechanism of elongation. There are two strands are synthesized. That is leading strand and lagging strand. On leading strand, you require only two enzymes, that is DNA helicase and DNA polymerase III holoenzyme. These two enzymes are required for the synthesis of leading strand, that is continuous strand, and coming to the lagging strand, that is discontinuous strand. You need DNA polymerase III holoenzyme, DNA polymerase I, DNA ligase enzyme, and DNA helicase and DNA primase. The combination of helicase and primase is primosome. And here what happens in lagging strand? This is known as discontinuous strand. Initially these gaps are filled up with the help of DNA polymerase III. It is a synthesizing enzyme by addition of RNA primers which are synthesized from DNA primase. Now, by addition of RNA primers on your gaps that are present in your lagging strand, after this what happens? The RNase enzyme will come into action and it will remove the unwanted RNA primers. After removal of your unwanted RNA primers, then DNA ligase will come into action to fill up the small gaps that are present in your lagging strand, and simultaneously DNA polymerase III and DNA polymerase I will come into action. Simultaneously it will synthesize and it will do repair mechanism on your lagging strand. Once the strand is synthesized, next repair mechanism will take place. Next your DNA ligase will recheck and it will DNA ligase will add your primers. It will fill up the gaps that are formed during your repair mechanism. During repair, some of the nucleotides are removed, isn't it? So that what happens in your elongation. See, once again I am repeating. In elongation, two strands are synthesized, that are leading strand and your lagging strand. In your leading strand, DNA polymerase III holoenzyme and DNA helicase enzyme, both of them are involved. Both of them simultaneously will come into action to form your leading strand. That is your continuous strand. Coming to your discontinuous strand, that is your lagging strand. In lagging strand, there are gaps are formed from your parental strand. So these gaps are filled by RNA primers. These RNA primers are synthesized from DNA primase. Now these RNA primers will go and form RNA primers in the gaps formed between your lagging strand. So after addition of RNA primers in the gaps, RNase enzyme, see this is your RNase enzyme, will come into action to remove the unwanted RNA primers. Now after removal of RNA primers from RNase enzyme, next what happens? DNA polymerase III enzyme will go into the action to form newly synthesized strands on your gaps that are formed in your lagging strand. After formation of this, after fulfilling these gaps, after synthesizing newly formed nucleotides on the gaps, then now what happened? DNA polymerase I will come into action for repair mechanism. During repair mechanism, some unwanted mismatches are formed, and these mismatches are removed by DNA polymerase I, as this is a repair enzyme, isn't it? So after DNA polymerase I, DNA ligase will come into action to fill up the gaps that are formed due to DNA polymerase I. So again, after some time, the lagging strand is also converted into leading strand, that is continuous strand, after all this mechanism. So this mechanism is back supported with a complex that is known as primosome complex. So the combination of both DNA primase and DNA helicase, both of the enzyme is the back support of your lagging strand synthesis. So this complex is known as primosome. So once at around 8 base pairs or about 10 base pairs, continuously your strand gets synthesizing, your leading and lagging strand is continuously after synthesizing, then what happens? Termination will take place. Termination, this is the mechanism of termination. Termination is terminated. Continuous synthesis of DNA strand is also known. So this continuous synthesis of DNA replication is terminated by TER proteins. TER means termination proteins, isn't it? TBP, TER binding proteins. So TER binding proteins are of two types. TER ADE, which acts on anti-clockwise direction, and TER BCF acts on clockwise direction. So in both from both the sides DNA replication is blocked, and this is nothing but the mechanism of termination. So coming to DNA replication, once again I am repeating, coming to DNA replication, it is a three-step process: initiation, elongation and termination. In initiation, in initiation, this is of three steps: recognition of RIC site and capture of DNA protein to form replication fork, and formation of replication bubble or replication eye. Next, coming to elongation, synthesis of continuous strand and discontinuous strand. Continuous strand, that is your leading strand, requires two enzymes: DNA polymerase 3 holoenzyme and DNA helicase. Coming to lagging strand, that is your discontinuous strand, it requires DNA polymerase 3 holoenzyme, DNA polymerase 1, DNA ligase, RNase, RNA primase, and DNA kinase, DNA helicase. All these enzymes and proteins are required for the synthesis of lagging strand. Coming to your DNA termination of DNA replication, termination of DNA replication is terminated by TBP proteins, that is TER binding proteins, from both the clockwise and anti-clockwise direction. TER ADE acts in anti-clockwise direction and TER BCF acts in clockwise direction. Now coming to once again I am repeating, there are different important points that you should remember in your mind. In initiation, first is recognition of RIC site, next capture of DNA protein, next to form replication bubble, next formation of replication eye. So this is your initiation of DNA replication. Next, coming to elongation of DNA replication. In elongation, actual elongation of DNA strand takes place. No, in DNA elongation, two strands are synthesized, that is continuous strand, that is your leading strand. From the name itself it indicates that this is your leading strand, and your lagging strand, that is discontinuous strand. In leading strand you require only two enzymes: DNA polymerase 3 holoenzyme, this is the synthesizing enzyme, and DNA helicase enzyme. Next, coming to discontinuous strand, that is your lagging strand, you require the primosome complex. The primosome complex is formed by the combination of DNA helicase and DNA primase. So the complex formed after DNA helicase and after association of DNA helicase and DNA primase is known as primosome. Next, DNA polymerase 3 holoenzyme for synthesizing, and DNA polymerase 1 for repair mechanism. DNA ligase in order to add nucleotides, in order to fill up the gaps that are formed during your lagging strand synthesis, and your SSB proteins, and your RNA primers, and your RNase enzyme. So these are the set of enzymes that you require for your discontinuous strand synthesis. Next, coming to termination. Termination is blocked from both the sides, in the clockwise direction and in the anti-clockwise direction. TER binding proteins TBP is having a set of two sets of enzymes. One of the set of enzymes, TER ADE, will block your DNA termination in anti-clockwise direction. For instance, you can easily remember TER A. A means anti-clockwise. TER ADE blocks your DNA replication in anti-clockwise direction, and TER BCF blocks your DNA replication clockwise direction. So this is your mechanism of DNA replication in prokaryotes: initiation, elongation and termination.